cares for you, and he'll see you through. Just always remember, Jesus cares for you. Jesus cares for you, and he'll see you through. Just always remember, Jesus cares for you. When you're lost and you're feeling broken, and you can't seem to find your way, oh, just always remember that Jesus cares for you. When your life just don't make sense, and you're trying to see through, just always remember that Jesus cares for you. Jesus cares for you, and he will. No matter what you're going through, yeah. Always remember, Jesus cares for you. Jesus Hey everybody. How's everybody doing today? Oh my goodness. The name of that song is called Jesus Cares for You. Her name is Anisha Christie. Jesus Cares for You. She's out of Jacksonville, Florida. I thank God so much I got a chance to meet that young lady. Jesus Cares for You. We'll play it again before we leave, but I'm telling y'all, I'm excited about being here today. It's your girl, Pastor Angela Smith. And of course, this is one sister to another. We're the podcast with information, inspiration, and limitless God affirmations. And I can't do this thing by myself. So y'all know what? Let me introduce the doggone crew. I got none other than the person who named this doggone thing years ago, because she fine like that. She's been out because she had surgery, but she's back. My girl, Miss LB, Latanya in the house. Latanya's in the house. Latanya, y'all know it. She's the happiest person you ever want to know. Say hi to the people, Latanya.
Hey everyone, how are you? I'm back.
She's back. She's back. She's back. Give us a little volume on your mic, Latanya. And then, last but not least, because she just fine like that, we call her the boss. That's what we call her. That's what we call her. She my God, baby. Tall respect, but I still call her the boss. Y'all know why? Because she makes sure this thing look like we know what we're doing. This is not other than my baby girl, huh? Miss Tamara Woodard, who's also the executive producer of One Sister to Another. Hey, Miss Tamara. We count on her. Hey, we count on her to make sure she's in place doing this thing. And most of the time, y'all, she don't like being out front, but she's gonna get used to being out front because her picture is on the post. Anybody, can y'all help me say her picture on the post? And then she gotta get up here. Do y'all understand me? Listen at this. So we want to make sure you guys are doing a couple of things before we bring on our guests, because today we're gonna talk about your mental matters. Real talk. Let's talk. Can we talk? Your mental matters. I think it's really, really important for us to remember that, of course, again, we are your podcast, of course, with information, inspiration, and limitless God aspirations. And we're your podcast that believe we have the best hosts. Myself, LB, and also Tamara Woodard are your girls. And look, we're not going nowhere. It's important to us that we share. If these shows are really, really helping, that you, of course, can text us at 224-238-9301. 238-9301. Don't text us while we're on the show. Text us after. Text us and let us know that we did good, that you enjoyed the show. And maybe you can also share with us what we can do to even make it better, okay? Leave us a brief message about the show. Make sure you share with us your name and where you're calling from. Lastly, if you want to hang out with us, engage with us, all you need to do is comment right there on our One Sister to Another Internet Radio Facebook. You can comment right there on Latanya Sharia Birch Facebook. You can comment right there on, of course, Tamara Woodard's Facebook. You can also go right there to One Sister to Another Internet Radio Facebook page, comment there, or One Sister to Another Media 33 on YouTube. One Sister to Another Media 33 on YouTube. And last but not least, the house that holds us, covers us, Intellectual Radio YouTube as well. Tell your mama, tell your friend, tell your granddaddy that we are on the air. IntellectualRadio.com, and we're an iHeart radio station. We got some juice. Today, we're going to talk to somebody who I believe is no stranger to our doggone show. I'm going to tell y'all something about Khalid. Khalid got so many letters by his doggone name. There's no way on the planet this year I can read all this, but I will tell y'all, he has a social work career spanning over 29 years and the recipient of over 20 social service, of course, related awards. Currently, he is a licensed clinical social worker, substance use disorder SUD specialist of the Department of Veterans Affairs. I want to bring him on because we want to talk to him, because we haven't talked to him in about 2 years or so. We want to talk to our brother about your mental matters. Will you all help us welcome none other than Khalid Scott with his fine self? Hey, Khalid.
Wow.
Hey.
What a wonderful introduction. Thank you,
Is it me?
Loves.
We love it. We love it. We love it. Here's what I'm going to need y'all to do. I need y'all to tell me if y'all can hear me okay.
I can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay, give me some volume on your mic, Khalid. Give me some volume on your mic. And then Latanya, I need some volume on your mic as well, okay? Listen, we're excited about you being here, Khalid. Can you share with us just a little bit about the 2 things I want to do, of course. Latanya, can you tell us about how thankful you are to be back? Go on, get a folk. Tell the folk you thank Jesus, because look, we prayed your little butt through.
I am so grateful and thankful. I had surgery, you guys. It is the worst surgery you could possibly think of, the shoulder surgery. God is so amazing. But forget about me. I want to tell y'all about Khalid. So my daughter had lupus, and they had this big lupus celebration at church. And actually, he's a doctor, but he's always present. He was there. He loved on us. I just want everybody to hear his story because he is the man. You guys hear me?
Wow.
We can hear you, but we need you to give us some volume, Tanya. You get okay. Whatever we can do to give Tanya some more volume, y'all, please, if we can give her a little bit more volume. You sound really, really low. Khalid, let me hear you again.
Testing.
Okay, cool. Okay, I can hear you. Pretty good. And so, Khalid, she just gave you some accolades. All of us do. We appreciate you so much because you never, ever, ever tell us no. Khalid, tell us just a little bit about who you are for people who don't know who you are, and share with us what you've been doing for these last couple of years. We haven't seen you. Talk to us a little bit, and then we're gonna go and talk about our subject.
Got it. Well, again, I've been a licensed clinical social worker for the last 33 years.
That's the best.
And not only during the day, I work at the VA hospital working with veterans who are homeless, with substance abuse issues and mental health illnesses. And then I'm also in private practice where I do both individual and marriage therapy. And I'm also a mentor, I'm a trainer, I'm an educator, I'm an author, and a couple of other titles. And I'm most proud to be, Anaya, future Dr. Anaya Scott's dad. So that's the biggest feather in my hat. And another thing that I'm proud of is that right now, and we'll get more into it, I work primarily with men, right?
Cool.
My private practice and in my daytime job. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because what I've learned over these last few years and working primarily with men
That
is
sounds
African American men
good.
are broken,
Who did that?
Yes.
broken.
Yes.
And I learned a while ago, and this might cause a little controversy, Angela
Okay.
and Latanya, but I've learned that when I try to help women understand about men and brokenness, what I learned is a lot of women are attracted
The
to
broken men. We are. We
right?
are.
Because that's all they've seen.
Tanya said you
Daddy,
can say that again so the people in the
right,
back can hear you.
Yeah, we are.
right. Daddy was broken. My brothers were broken. My cousins were broken. My ex-husbands and boyfriends were
Yeah.
broken, right? So if that's all you know, that's your view point, then that's what you're going to be attracted to.
Yeah.
So then it hit me, Khalid, let the women sit down for a moment, right? Work with the men, help heal the men, so then it will give our women better options and choices.
Amen.
And it's been working. It's been working.
So Khalid, this is like great. What I love about one sister to another is that we're unorthodox, and so when there's been a segue created for us, we're gonna go down that path. And so something you just said, you're saying that the opportunity presented itself that you could work with men because you're figuring and the men they lead at the end of the day. There are leaders and us women should be following them. Tell us about how do you then get a man to mentally get himself ready for healthy help. Hey y'all on TikTok, we talking to y'all too. How do you get him ready if he does not want to be ready? How do you, as that therapist, how do you talk or influence him into getting ready? Will you talk to us just a little bit about that? Because we got a lot of folk that ain't ready, but we know they need help.
Okay. So let me be very gut-wrenchingly honest. I can't do anything if that man isn't ready to put the work in. So what happens, let me give you a history. When I first opened the private practice, right, what I noticed was it was women calling in for the men. So I would have mothers calling for their sons, wives calling for the husbands, girlfriends calling for the boyfriends, right? And so I would tell each woman who would call me, ma'am, it's a wonderful thing that you're his support, right? But I need your husband, your son, your grandson, your nephew, your godson, your boyfriend. He has to call me. So that's the first test. Because if he doesn't call me, that's a no-brainer right there. But if that man calls me, that tells me he has a willingness, right? And the only thing I need is them to call me. I can do the rest if he's willing. And in that initial phone conversation, the only thing I'm saying is, brother, tell me, what is the issue? Your wife said it was this, but I want to hear from your perspective what the issue is. And if he can voice what his issue is, right? And if he can tell me his part, the part he played in the dysfunction, right?
Right.
Then most importantly, if he said, hey, doc, I'm ready to do the work. That's all I need.
I'm
But
ready to do the
they
work.
have to be ready.
They have to be ready. How do we, because here's where we're going tonight. And of course, y'all, thank you so much again for joining us tonight. Of course, we're your one sister to another team, and we're out here. Myself, LB, of course, Tamara is always working in the background, her and Trailer Law, and of course, Jay is also back there with us. Listen at this. And so, real talk. Let's talk. Can we talk? Your mental matters. When we talked about doing this subject matter, Khalid, I want you to know that we thought about people who they're wounded
Yeah.
and they feel like they have no place to go, especially those of us like Tamara, LB, myself, Latanya, who we're leaders as well. They're married. I'm not married anymore, but we're leaders. We're leaders in our community. We're leaders at our church. Some of us are carrying like multiple hats. And so I thought to kick this show off really, really with this. Your mental health matters. I thought to let's talk about some techniques that we can even work with. And while we often think of our bodies when we think about getting healthy, our mental health is just as important as our physical health. Mental health includes your emotion, psychological, social well being, and can affect your physical health. We want to know from you, Khalid, you being our professional tonight, what can we do to improve our mental health? What do you think about? To what degree can I stay positive if all I'm doing is coming home to negativity? And part of that maybe even be because of me. I've allowed it. But how can we use staying positive as part of that mental stability? Talk to us.
Okay, so you brought up a couple of things. So
He always
let me
tells me that, Joe.
let me try to address the first part. Um, Again, you have to be ready to do the work.
Right.
You have to pretend like you're at an AA meeting.
Come on
And
here.
do you all know what happens at AA meetings? What happens is when you get up, you have to stand up and say, "My name is Khalid, and I'm an alcoholic." Right? And each time you speak at an AA meeting or an NA meeting, you have to say your name and you have to take ownership of the problem. Because what that means is I'm looking in the mirror saying and being honest with myself.
Mm-hmm.
If you know that I've had a life of chaos, confusion, crisis, and calamity, then the light bulb has to hit like, I need to do something different, right? And part of me is I got rid of the ambivalence. I got rid of lying to myself. I got rid of fooling myself and manipulating myself. Now I need to sit down with Dr. Scott and I need to be prepared to do this work and understand this. I'm not doing the work I'm the facilitator. You have to do the work because it's your journey. I'm here as a cheerleader. I'm here as a facilitator. I'm here as the person holding your hand. I'm there as the one pushing you for it to excel. But you have to do the work. And I tell my clients often, even after this once, because we meet once a week, 1 hour, there's 167 more hours of the week. You got to do the work. I get mad at my clients when they don't do my homework assignments. Why? Because that homework assignment is an extension of the therapy session. Because when this computer shuts down and you on the other side of the laptop, you got to go right back in that mirror and say, you know what, self? I got to take this foundation off my face that covers all my wounds and my webs and my freckles. Now I want to get some cold cream. And I want to put the cold cream on my face because the cold cream will eventually banish the scars and the webs and the freckles. Foundation just covers it.
Yeah.
I want you to cure it, but you got to be ready to do that.
Got to be ready to do the work. Go ahead, Latanya. I knew this was going to get us nice and fired up. Go
I
on,
got to
girl.
talk to my boy.
Yes.
Let me say this. So sometimes I go on your page because I know you're a doctor and I do a self-reflection of myself. Okay. And so I try to fix, even though I can't really fix myself, but me and God, I do a self-reflection and I come on your page and I read the stuff you put on Facebook, right? Yes. You had on there about self-sabotaging. Yes. And I'm like, hey, I don't do that. That's me. I don't do that. I don't self-sabotage. So as I was reading, and it was like you come to a dead end and you start stuff, you don't finish it, and it was a lot of stuff. So, and especially with like I'm trying to do this healthy eating habit, and when I want to juice, I drink coffee. When I want to have when I want to eat a banana, I get a coffee roll with the extra cinnamon and all. So today, let me tell you how powerful your page is. So you
Talk
said,
about
if
it, Tanya.
I'm thinking about coffee, I should what you said was, this morning I was thinking about coffee. I went in my kitchen and I said, no, you're going to juice. So it was like, I heard you say that to me. No, because I drink coffee, but I put too much sugar. So that's going to kill me. And I put too much. So I pretty have cream, sugar, and then a little coffee. That's how my stuff goes. So this morning I went and I heard your voice say, when I was going to go make this creamy, sweet coffee, I heard you say, Tanya, don't sabotage.
Right.
Juice. So can you explain more about the self-sabotage?
That's good, Tanya. That's good.
Right.
And we love your explanation.
Yes.
So what self-sabotage means is you are not taking care of yourself. You continue to fool yourself. You pretend to walk in a Walt Disney movie.
Oh, wow.
Expecting that it's going to be a different ending. Right?
Okay.
That's good,
And
Khalid.
what happens is you get some of your needs met, right? But not the full effect. But see, you've been used to having the bar low. I want you to have the bar high, and you can't keep doing this. You got to keep it high and maintain it high.
Stay high.
And self-sabotage says, because we all have that intuition. We all have that sixth sign or sixth person in our mind that says, don't do that. Don't do it. But you do, you work harder to convince that sixth person in your head to say, no, wait a minute. Juice and coffee are both liquids. I'm drinking liquids. They only say coffee is 120 calories. Now, when you add that sugar, it becomes 220 calories. But maybe I'll just put one less sugar in. And at the end of the day, you drink that coffee. It tastes good for that moment. And then you feel guilty afterwards because you're like, I should have did the juice. And so what happens is what I see with self-sabotage is it's part of your esteem. We start telling ourselves, I don't deserve the best.
Oh, wow.
I've learned to manage at the minimum.
Ooh,
right?
Yes, preach.
And the minimum is okay. I'm okay with it. But then I tell people, start experimenting, right? Start doing the little extra and see what kind of euphoria that feels like when you get the most. So it's like a woman who says, I want to be in a healthy relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she typically dates this type of guy. The guy who I don't know, just kind of low vibration dude. But then she says, I'm going to date a lawyer. He'll be better. But see, the lawyer and the janitor might still have the same mindset. It's just one law school. You know what I'm saying? So it's still low vibration. He just makes a couple of extra dollars more.
Okay.
When the person says, I'm going to date a healthy person, no matter what his occupation is, and I want to say he treats me optimally, then that's a euphoric. It's like when they say, once you tasted the fruit, a sweet fruit, you can never go back to a bitter fruit again.
Correct. So true.
And that's it.
So you are you're putting some meat on our brains tonight. You know that. Anyway, listen, y'all know, I mean, the time is running away from us, but I want to get in as much as we can get in because we just ready for you tonight. Okay. Listen, I want you to tell us a little bit about, in my notes, I stated, be mindful of what you take in. Tanya kind of talked about that a few minutes ago. Be mindful of what you take in. Like my mental, I have to talk to myself often and say, Angela, you are enough. Angela, I've been saying this lately, and there may be some folk who tuned in tonight who I've said it to. I'm the favorite. And I am I'm the favorite and I'm the prize. And I don't think anything is because I think Khalid, you just finished talking about that. So be mindful of what you take in. The news cycle can often be one tragic story after another. So it's important to know when to take a break and focus on other things. In addition to what you see on social media has the potential to make you feel less than if you constantly compare your own life to that of smiling faces on other feeds. Can you talk to us just a little bit, Khalid, about making sure we're mindful of the things we take in? It's
Right.
really a mindset, right?
There
Talk to
is.
us a little bit about that. Your mental matters is what we talking
Right.
Yeah.
about tonight. Real
Right.
talk.
Right.
Let's talk. Can we talk? Your mental matters.
So I want you all to, I'm gonna give you an assignment. So I want you to go on Instagram and I want you to find somebody who, or one of those influencer who is very attractive and it appears that they live in a beautiful condo or a beautiful house, right? And then I want you to research them, right? And I want you to do your best to find out their backstory.
Mm,
Mm.
And
mhm.
what you typically will find, and they've done article after article after article, those influencers have some of the most horrific lives.
Wow.
But what they've learned is let me take something that's good about me,
Mm,
showcase it, right? So there was an influencer, right? Dark skinned guy, about 6'5", six pack. He was a bodybuilder, right? And what he did was he saw that me being an attractive man, right, makes people want to listen to my advice, right?
oh, sh-
And for about a couple of years, he had got almost 1 million followers, right?
Wow.
And then he disappeared, right? He came back about 6 to 9 months later saying that he had a mental health breakdown and that he was homeless. So see, when we saw him on Instagram, he lived in Miami
mm.
and it would appear to be a beautiful condo. And then he's fit and trim. So we made up our own fairy tale about his life, not knowing he was dealing with sexual trauma, right? Not knowing that he was unemployed and not
Wow.
knowing that that was an Airbnb condo that he was filming himself in. So what happens is the best way to have a fulfilling life is to work on your life and not pay
That's right.
attention to the person on this side or that side, right? Because if you really knew what people were going through behind closed doors, you wouldn't want their life. You wouldn't want their life. I remember I was at the gym one day, this was years ago. I was, heavy and I was trying to lose weight. I had a gym buddy who was in there, Mr. 12 pack. And I was on the treadmill and he was next to me. And I'm like, man, I would do anything to switch bodies with you. So did the workout. We was leaving out together, right? He was going to his car. He said, Khalid, would you really switch places with me? Dude, to have a 12 pack instead of my 36 pack? And, well, Khalid, you know what? If you take my body, then you have to take my HIV.
Wow.
And I said, wow, man. He said, Khalid, the reason why I work out so hard because when you have HIV, they tell you you need to be as healthy as possible. So I took this curse and I made it work for me and I got into healthy living. But if you want this body, Khalid, I'll switch with you. But better yet, Khalid, I'll give you some tips on how to work on your own body. After that, I never had envy of nobody else again.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Khalid, I keep telling you what I love about this podcast is that we we hear, we sense, and we're unorthodox, but we make sure we follow the lead. It just so happened we ain't having no breaks tonight, y'all. Let's keep going. Just so happened that the segue tonight for being physically active and taking care of yourself is where you just landed us tonight. I think I don't want to take a break. If our producer says take a break, then we have to take a break. She'll let me know. But Khalid, talk to us. I want you to, if you don't mind, can you take us to that time in your life where, because I had a note about taking care of yourself. Your physical health is deeply connected to your mental health, and the stress and anxiety you feel can impact your body in negative ways. Can you take us, if you don't mind, back to that time in your own life where you decided years ago you would do something different about your body, your weight, all that, and how? Tell us how it kind of helped. It did affect your mental in a good way. And so, of course, and because of that, all of us have been watching you and trying to glean. And I'm trying to lose a little bit here. Now, go ahead. We thank the Lord. I'm the
Yeah.
thickest one in the doggone group. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to find out what is Tamara and LB doing that I'm not doing. But anyway, go on and talk to us.
Okay. So let me share this.
Oh yeah, we can see. Oh my, look at him.
So
Yes, we see it.
So 3.5 years ago, I was 320 pounds. And that was purely pandemic weight that I put on. Because I used to be a fitness trainer in my 20s.
Yes.
Plus, remember what I do for a living. I deal with secondary trauma all the time. Secondary trauma is I hear so many stories of drama and trauma that I start internalizing it, right? And I'm a cancer and I'm a foodie. So I was an emotional eater. When my feelings when I was feeling a certain way, I turned to food because food made me feel good. Food became my mistress, right? I went to the doctor's office. He said, Khalid, you're 320 pounds. I said, doctor, I know you're lying. Ain't no way I'm 320 pounds. He said, come and look at the scale again. He said, Khalid, you're knocking on diabetes door. You're knocking on hypertension door. You're knocking on high cholesterol door. And what happened was my doctor is in Matson, right across the street from Giordano's. And if anybody knows me, Giordano's is my second mistress, right? I love Giordano so much, I lick the doorknob when I walk into that restaurant. So on that day, it was September 9th, I left that doctor's office and hightailed my black self over to Jules in South Holland, and I bought $300 worth of good food, fruits and vegetables and chicken breasts and oatmeal. 8 months later, I lost 100 pounds.
Wow.
Because I knew I wanted to see my daughter graduate from college the following year. I knew that I had a closet full of nice, expensive clothes that I wanted to put back on. And for sure, I wanted to live because I got so much work to do. But I had to decide in that moment, was I going to cry and feel sorry for myself and gain another 40 pounds or do something about it?
Come on.
And I chose to do something about it. How can I sit in front of people telling them to live their best life and I'm not following my own prescription?
Wow.
And that's it. You have to make up your mind that you matter. And when you make up your mind that you matter, you will not put yourself at risk anymore in relationships, in your health, in your wellness, nothing. Because you have this agape love called self-love.
Mm,
And I tell everybody, have the best love affair with you first.
Wow.
And then you'll raise your bar.
Have the best love affair with yourself. And then you will raise the bar. Look, develop meaningful relationships. This might mean working on the relationships you already have. So taking a break from a toxic relationship you're in or building new ones through work, new activities, or online. Talk to us, Khalid, about developing meaningful relationships as we are attempting to make sure that our mental matters.
Right. So let me give this wonderful example. So right now, Yolanda and Tanya, I have 45 people I know who are divorcing or are have finalized their divorce, and they're in our age bracket. So and they call that gray divorces.
Mm-hmm.
You get divorced in your middle age, right? Over half of those 45 people, they haven't even signed the divorce decree and they're already in new relationships or situationships. And you know that. You know that. The husband got his side woman, or for some reason, Black women love going over to Gary, Indiana, getting that new dude. I'm like, what is it about these dudes in Gary, Indiana?
I have never heard what you just said, Khalid. I'm so sorry. I have never heard that. I need tomorrow to jump on this camera and tell me has she ever heard that. I ain't never heard that mess before, ever, never. She say she ain't never heard that. What's over in Gary?
Well, see, a lot of the women I know, they were married to white collar guys.
Okay,
right?
that makes sense.
Now they want the blue collar guy. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is because he doesn't require a lot. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to do the polar opposite of what the white collar did. So it's like dating Heathcliff Huxtable and you start dating James Evans. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is I tell folks that is the worst time to start dating someone while you're going through a divorce. Why? Because you haven't had time to detox. You haven't had time to heal.
Talk about
You haven't had time to evaluate the part you played in the demise of your relationship. So what happens is you transfer over or you transition over the same behaviors to the new person. So if I was married to you, Angela, and I'm going through a divorce, but I start dating LaTanya, LaTanya's going to get the dysfunction that I gave you, Angela.
Amen.
Detox. My behavior pattern is still the same. She's just a new woman, the new
person. Yeah.
But give me a year to go to counseling. Give me a year to know how to be my own best company. And then, LaTanya, I'll be a better man for you. But the way folks are doing it now, I don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
If we want to have meaningful relationships, again, have the best meaningful, healthy relationship with you.
With myself.
And you set up a criteria, and then you go and find someone who meets the needs. Or you might, like my ex-wife was a free spirit. I can't ever be with a free spirit again. Because a free spirit